What the is going on with Kagurabachi? It went from this to this. It was touted as the next big thing, and what a start it had. Full colour front page, trending on Twitter and Reddit and all these other socials, and beating the likes of One Piece, My Hero Academia and Sakamoto Days for the top spot in its first issue. I mean, nothing like it. It's a battle manga of magic and sword fights. The first chapter was good, but not quite as explosive as other greats. Our story revolves around Chihiro. He's quite a calm and down-to-earth kid. His father is a renowned swordsmith who crafts special katanas and imparts wisdom to Chihiro about the responsibilities of making swords. And these swords are not your average blades. These blades are imbued with sorcery. And then you have Mr. Shiba, who's a family friend who has connections to Chihiro's dad. A time skip reveals a changed city, now under the control of Yakuza and sorcerers, hinting that his dad is dead, which leads to a darker turn in Chihiro's life. He's even got the scars to show for it. This sets up a revenge-driven narrative, as Chihiro navigates a world filled with conflict and moral ambiguity, and the art beautifully captures the duality of Chihiro's world. This can be seen clearly in the scenes that are leading up to the battle and parts of the battle itself. One thing that I did notice was that before the battle sequences started, just as Chihiro unsheathes his sword, he looked very familiar, to me at least. However, the knife work from Chihiro and the artwork, outrageous. He brings out the sword and just clears out the room. I mean, what an entrance, man, what an entrance. That's one of the highlights of the chapter for me, this fight in particular, and how gory and dark it is as well, both in tone and artwork. I mean, talking about the artwork itself, it's not the best. It's not bad, but I wouldn't go out of my way to call it great or epic or anything like that. I just feel that there's better manga out there in terms of artwork. In some ways, it reminds me of a blend of like Naruto and Bleach, like early Naruto and Bleach I'm talking about. Yeah, so anyway, we had this marquee chapter. The artwork's okay. The battle scene was pretty good. So what's happened since? Why has the popularity of this manga in Japan dwindled since this first release? So let's see what's happened in terms of the story since then. We continue exploring the world and learning about the Yakuza and their motivations as well. We're also introduced to a number of side characters throughout the chapters, and to be honest, they're not that memorable in comparison to other great mangas. So we have Mr. Shiba, who I've already mentioned. He's a sorcerer and a close friend of Chihiro's dad, Kunishige. We have Hinoa, the owner of Cafe Haru Haru, a place that connects sorcerers with those that require their services, including Yakuza gangs and corporations. She aids Chihiro and Shiba by providing information about the Hishaku sorcerers. These are the evil guys. And we have Cha, a young girl who appears in the first arc of the manga, arriving at Hinoe's calf with information about the enchanted swords, which proves to be correct. Pretty unassuming characters, if you ask me. So, from my point of view, in terms of the storytelling, the action, the artwork, and what I've seen so far, it's pretty good, pretty solid. Does it deserve the rankings that it's been getting? No. Which is quite odd. And which also begs the question, why is it placing there? I think this has the makings of a great manga. We as the audience need to understand where this is all leading to. It's time to breathe and build upon the foundation it's set. So is Kagurabachi dead? No. Was it overhyped? Yeah, I think so. But I think it just needs time to really build and establish itself. So we'll see if it's a flop or one of the greats. Only time will tell.